right, we have Benny here for his week 1 recap. We are going to start off with a little bit of toy play. Good boy, you got that right away. Yeah, good job. So what we're using right now is what's called a flirt pole. So the flirt pole, it's just this longer stick where I can keep my hands away from the bitey end, giving him the opportunity to play with some nice toys without getting mouthy or chewing anything inappropriate like my hands. So it's just a fun way to play with an extension of your hand. Good boy. And now when he gets a hold of this toy, I'm letting him do all the shaking, all the pulling. I'm not pulling or tugging in any which way. I am, however, just applying some slight pressure, so in the opposite direction. That way he feels that tug and he's able to get that good tug play. Good boy, buddy. Yeah. Good job, Benny. That's a good boy. Good boy. Good job. You got it. Yeah. Oh, good job. All right, and then when he lets go, we'll just take advantage of that opportunity to get started with our training. The first thing that we learned and worked on this week was the introduction of a clicker. So introducing what's called our reward marker. For that, we are using a clicker. Hey, Benny. Good job. And the first thing we had to do is what's called charging that clicker. So for that, I am simply clicking my clicker and then dropping down a piece of food for Benny. Good job, buddy. Being week 1, where he didn't really know what this noise meant, we did charge it a few times, let's say 6 to 8, just to really get that noise so that he learns when I hear this click, I'm gonna get some yummy food. Good job, sir. The next thing we worked on was teaching him how to follow a food lure. So a lot of training is done having him follow some food. So we had to teach him, good job, bud, how to do that. Day 1, he was like, I don't know where that food is. I don't know where to sniff. But by showing him the food, letting him lick it and get attached, and then move our hand just a little. Good job, sir. He's learning that he follows that food in my hand. You're crazy right now. Benny. Good job, bud. We also practice following that food lure paired with his name. Benny. Good boy, Bobby. Yeah. What a nice sit. Very good boy. What's this? Get it. What we're practicing right now, get it, is charging his release cue. So I'm tossing what's called our Get It cookies. The Get It cookie I'm going to use, get it, as like a reset to get him out of whatever position he's in. Right now, as you can see, I'm tossing them maybe too far for him, so he doesn't know how to follow them. Get it? That was much better. But I'm charging it similar to how I charged that clicker. I'm not clicking for this though. So I'm showing him that I have a piece of food, get it, and then tossing that food off to the side as I say, get it. Good boy, sir. All right. The next thing that we're gonna work on is gonna be our hand target. So the way that we're gonna teach a hand target, I'm gonna show Benny that I have some food. He's licking it and getting attached to it while it's in my hand. And then I'm just gonna move my hand away a few inches. Touch. Good boy. So when I'm holding that food, it's in my palm covered by my thumb so that I can do that flat palm. Oh, sir, you gotta calm down a little. And he can still stay attached to it as my hand moves. Touch. Good boy. Good job, bud. We'll use our other hand as well to make sure he doesn't start favoring one over the other. Touch. Good boy. Here you go. Touch. Good job, sir. Get it. Good boy. Now the hand target I really like to use as a form of an informal recall. So I'll use my hand target to have my dog drive into me. Say Benny's over there distracted, I might call his name and then ask him for a hand target to get him to come over. Hand targets are also really nice if we're out and about and I need his attention. It's a fun thing to offer, so I might ask Teddy or Benny for that hand target to get his attention back on me. I'm prepping your food, sir. Just wait 2 seconds. All right. And now the next thing that we're going to work on is going to be getting into his sit. Sit. Good boy. So for that, I have a handful of food in my hand. I'm letting him sniff it and get attached. He knows it's there. Sit. Good boy. And then at nose level, I'm kind of coming up and back, encouraging him to get that butt down. Sit. Good. And then the other really important thing, get it, that we want to wait for is those front 2 paws to be on the ground. Right now this week, he's just so excited about what he's doing. He's so excited about the food that those paws are just coming up. So we really need to teach him to keep those paws on the ground. So I'm going to wait him out. Sit. Good boy. And then say you click while the paws are on the ground and then the paws come back up. I would just wait for those paws to go back down before you feed him. Sit. Good boy. But you don't have to click again. Okay, good job. All right, and the next thing that we're gonna work on is going to be our mat or our stationary behavior. This week we worked on step 1 to the mat. Step 1 to the mat, we are similar to how we charged our clicker, we charged our release word. We're charging his desire to go into this mat. So step 1, the mat will continue to move, and the first thing we're gonna do is put the mat down. Go to your mat. Good boy. As soon as he gets 4 paws over, that's what we're clicking. And then I'm going to drop in some food for him as long as he's staying on his mat. Good boy. After 3-4 pieces, I'm going to pick up my mat and move it to a new spot. Go to your mat. Good. And then same thing. As soon as he gets 4 paws on that mat, that's when I'm clicking and feeding. Very good boy. Good job. And then after the 3-4 pieces, we can pick him up, move him off the mat, and then we will move the mat. Very good sit, sir. Go to your mat. Good job, buddy. And now the cookies aren't coming in super fast, but they're also not coming in too slow. I want to make sure that he stays on the mat. Okay, good job. I know you love that one. The goal would be to deliver the food or move his mat before he gets up and moves himself. All right, Bub, let's do that one more time because you love it so much. Ready? Go to your mat. Good job. Good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Good job, Benny. Good boy. All right, we'll take a little play break. So the mat I really like to use. It's one of my favorites. For stationary behaviors, when I might be having company over, I will direct Benny to go over to his mat and he will lay there while my company comes in. That way they can get settled and they're not getting jumped on by this adorable cute puppy. Another great place I like to use my mat is maybe when I'm working in the kitchen. If I'm cooking and I don't want my dogs jumping up on me or possibly jumping up on the counter, they know that when they're in the kitchen, they go and lay on their mat. Good boy. Good job, Bob. And let's say you guys ever want to be able to take Benny out somewhere public, like a restaurant, a coffee shop. It's nice for him to know this stationary behavior. He can station on his mat while you guys enjoy your dinner, enjoy your coffee, whatever it might be. Good boy, Bubs. Did you find a stray piece of food? What's this? Oh, good job. Yeah, you gotta chew your food. Okay, good job. All right. The next thing I want to do is get Benny dressed in some gear. So I have his harness here. Up, up. I know. Oh my gosh, we're so excited. So once Benny's in his gear, we'll just play some name games. We might play with his toy again. Good boy, 2 seconds. You just gotta stay still for 2 seconds. Yeah. Good job. Look, what's this? What's this? Oh my gosh, you love food. Get it. So this week with the gear, we're really just getting him comfortable having something on. He has had no issues with this since day one. As soon as he got his harness on, he was running around playing, no issues. We're still, though, gonna get some movement exercises with him. So having him follow his food lure. I might play what's called the flying cookie game. Get it? Benny! Good boy. So the flying cookie game, I'm gonna toss a cookie in one direction. Once he's done eating, then I'm gonna call his name. Get it? Benny! Good boy. The moment I'm marking and feeding is the moment that he turns around and responds to his name. Now, Benny loves food so much, he turns around pretty quickly. Get it? Benny! Good boy. Yeah. And I'm feeding Benny very close to my body when playing these name games. Because the goal when you call your dog's name is you want their attention. You want them to come into you. If I feed him out here, he's going to always put himself further away from me. So I want him to learn that he has to come pretty close to get that food. I know, that was torture. I'm so sorry. What a good sit, good boy. All right, ready? Get it. Benny! Good job. Benny! Benny! Yeah, good boy. And that one was just a little bit of the chase me game. So when I play that, I run one way, I call his name. Once he comes over to me, I'm gonna click and feed the food at my feet, and then I'll run another way, call his name. As soon as he turns, click, feed the food at my feet. And it's just a fun game back and forth of calling his name and getting him to respond and come over for his name. What a good boy. All right, let's get your harness off. Hi, handsome. All right, up, up. The way we've been practicing getting his harness off, just unclipping it and then setting him down and letting the harness kind of drop off of his body. He's doing well with that. Yeah, good boy. All right, and then the final thing that we worked on this week was his body handling. I know, sir, I gotta get your cookies ready. They're really big. So with body handling, the first thing we introduce is basic restraint. So hand under the belly. Good boy. Good job. Making it not too prolonged. We're making this short and sweet. I want him to be semi-still for this. Good boy. Yeah, good job. So after a few hands under the belly, I'm gonna start handling different body parts. Yes. And for my body handling, I will use a verbal reward marker. So instead of using that clicker, I'm saying yes. The yes is the same thing as the click. So when I say that, it's marking the moment. Yes. And then he has the food delivered. Now, when I'm practicing body handling things, I have a handful of cookies in one hand. This way, Benny, he knows they're there. He's sniffing and licking them. And then as soon as I mark the moment, I'll release a piece. Yes. So practicing handling his paws, starting up in a neutral zone like his shoulders, and then working down the leg. Yes. Oh my gosh, you're so excited. Versus just going right for the paw, right for the toe and touching. I'm going to start somewhere neutral, comfortable for him, and then work my way down. Yes, good boy. I know, you rotated your butt out. All right, can we stand? Good boy, buddy. I know. He's so wiggly. Yes. Good job. Get it. So I'll practice the body handling of the hand under the belly. I'm going to practice holding his tail up. I'll practice handling each of the paws. And then I'm also going to practice up at his head of flipping his ears back. Yes. Get that other ear. My gosh, you're so excited. Yes. Good boy. Get it. And with body handling, I do like to make sure that my dog gets some breaks. So I'm not just powering through, touching all of the different parts because he's a puppy who's going to let me. I'm going to touch 3-4 body parts, and then I'm going to reset him, give him a little break, and then bring him back, and we'll continue working. So right now I'm going to look at his eyes. Yes, good boy. For that one, it's simple. I'm just luring his head up, and then my other hand is going to pet his head and just pull the top of his fur on up above his eye back a little. Yes, good boy. I know you love the food so much. Good job. Yes, good job, bud. And then maybe the hardest one, because it's a part that's trying to get after food right now, would be looking into his mouth. So when I do that, it's quick. I'm just getting my hand on top of his head, coming over his snout, and then lifting a lip really quick, marking and feeding him. Good job, sir. Yeah. And that is it for Benny's week 1 recap. To finish, we're just going to finish with some toy play if he's interested. That's really going to be what marks the beginning of our training, is we're going to start with some play. And it also is going to mark the end, where we end with some play.